Welcome back to Franchise Hockey Manager 10 with the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. So after a disappointing final where we couldn't manage to get it done in Game 7, we find ourselves at the beginning of the season of the 2002-2003 season. And, overall, we managed to make a couple trades. I'll show you those in a second. But we did get rid of Langenburner. We got rid of him for a first-round pick to the Lightning. I don't think that's that great of a pick this season. But we'll look at who I got rid of last season. I think we ended up doing it. I'm trying to figure out where it is because we did it just at the end. We got rid of Lang for a first rounder. We got rid of Eric Desjardins for a third rounder to the Penguins. And we did get rid of Ron Francis for a second round pick. Unfortunately, he did retire right after that, so I do feel a little bit bad by that, but we did manage to get him and Spezza as well for Madden and Hall. So I kind of forgot that we gave up different Madden. So I thought we gave up the other one for a second. But here's what our depth chart looks like so far. We do have the other John Madden, Steve Ruchin, Plekanec, and Wellwood as our centers right now. Spezza might end up being a center at the end of it, if I have anything to say about that. Ponikarovsky is currently one of the bottom right wing, left wings, but with Stepan as well as Briere. Briere we're trying to get rid of as well. I think St. Louis we're going to keep. Sean Avery's going to probably stay here as long as I can allow him to. And we'll kind of take it from there. But we do have 3 first rounders this year, and I'm kind of working at getting rid of Briere for first rounder next season because I feel as though that draft might be pretty decent. We're not in the top 5 though, so it does kind of suck there. I think we just missed out on it. None of these teams wanted to trade for us. So Calgary doesn't move. Columbus ends up dropping down to 4th place. Minnesota has the biggest drop off though. That's disappointing. I think Penguins are going to get number 1. Nope, Thrashers end up getting it. So 2002 draft here. So we do get 6th pick, 14, and 29. Then immediately following with 33 and then 53. So not too bad. We can probably get some decent players there as well. So we'll jump to the draft. We don't have too many, so we're going to be able to make this really quick. Thomas Vanek looks like he's the top one. And then Kessler, Pavelski, Lettinen, Parise. Parise would be good. Giordano would be amazing. And Alexander Semin. Ooh, I do want Semin. If I can get Semin, that would be fantastic. He can't play defense, but he should have had a much better career than what he did. I mean, he did still have a somewhat decent career. 517 though, but then obviously drops off of the face of the earth though. I think he's going to definitely be our guy. Steen, if I can get, I'll grab him as well. Yuri Huler, and then Trevor Daley. Geez, there's a bunch of stars in here. Scotty Upshall I also want as well, if I can manage to grab him in the second rounder, probably. Even Daniel Paille. A lot of these guys I just remember from NHL 2006. So next pick, first pick is Ryan Kessler. He ends up going to Thrashers. 5-star though. He was projected to be 3rd overall though. But as you can see, he has a very good career. He also played for us for a bit as well, so that would have been cool if we managed to get him. He does retire at 34 though. That seems kind of disappointing. So next pick is Joe Pavelski. That one is a little bit more surprising. He was projected to be 15th. So already it looks like whoever we grab is probably going to be the big one. I don't want Vanek though. I'll be perfectly honest with that. I don't want Vanek. I did not really like him that much in real life. He did bounce around a little bit too much for my liking as well. So hopefully a team ends up getting him. So Vanek goes just for us. Giordano goes to the Flames. Are you kidding me? That is so cool and so disappointing at the same time. So Lettinen, Howard, Cam Ward, Franz Nielsen. I wouldn't be able to do it. Semin, what's projected to be 12th? We'd be reaching for him at 6. Who's supposed to be the next one? Franz Nielsen? 9? No, there's other people. Loophole, I couldn't do it. I just wouldn't be able to do it. He does start for Ducks though, and he goes to Ducks at some point as well before he goes to the Leafs, and obviously ruins his career. Rick Nash, done. Yeah, Rick Nash is obviously the pick. What the hell? Alright, done. I already won the draft. I don't even have to do anything else. Wisniewski played for us as well. Yeah, he played 1 year. And then came back and played 1 year. Alright, I don't even care who we get now after this. I just got Rick Nash. Pick till human. So Loophole ends up going Cam Ward as well. And Filipula, or Filipula, whatever. Steen is still available. 7 is available. So I'm going to kind of look at Nash. Nash does have some defensive. We can't go all in on offensive because that is what Semin would be. He'd be another right winger, though. He can play left and right. Obviously won't come up this season, though. But he does have heaps of potential. Matt Molson, NCAA. No. What do we really need, though? I know we need a defender now, a right defender. Johnny Boychuk, not that great off the page right now. Yuri Hudler, small guy. Trevor Daly would be good, I'm not going to lie. Does have kind of a disappointing end of his career, though. Not really much of a points getter. So, do they classify him as more of a stay-at-home? Shutdown defense. I mean, I kind of don't buy that either. Patrick Eves. Bouchard. Lovejoy. See if there's anyone that kind of jumps up. Giunta. That's a different Giunta, I'm pretty sure. And Joachim Lidstrom. Steve Wagner, that sounds familiar as well. Denisov sounds familiar. So disappointing. I don't know who to grab. Patrick Eves, no. I gotta do Semin. I have to do Semin. Steen probably would have been the better pick. I think we go defender no matter what, though. Yuri Hudler's there, though. Gregory Campbell, no. Thomas Fleischman. I mean, I don't really rate him that high. Kind of gotta go with the best available, though. Matt Stajan. How did I not see that guy? Trevor Daly ends up going pretty soon after. So after 7 was, I think, 12th round or 12th overall. Johnny Boychuk, Kerry Lettinen goes. Stajan, Boyd Gordon. I mean, none of these guys are really jumping up. Josh Harding, Michael Grabowski. No, looks more offensive than anything. I can't justify that. We need a defensive forward if we can find one, or more of a Hudler's not. He had a disappointing career though. I'll definitely say that. I mean, 428 is not that bad, but I feel as though they had higher hopes for him. Matt Gilroy, no, not really jumping up. Lovejoy, I mean, he doesn't look that bad at 18. But we've drafted other defensive players that have had much more defensive jumping up. Scotty Upshall, what was he projected? 36. Can we grab him with our first, though? That is the question. David Jones, 12, 12, 12. No. Scotty Upshall, I definitely want. Daniel Paye, no. There's no defenders that's jumping up. But we do have an early second rounder as well. So I could grab Scotty Upshall first. So like I said, I don't see anything. And Denisov seems like the other. Steve Wagner, no. Positioning is the only good thing. Feels like I accidentally clicked all the way down. So, you know what, we'll go. Is Yuri Hudler projected 24? Scotty Upshall, what is he projected? 36. And then Peekinen, 30th. Interesting. So no defenders. Gilroy, 32. None of these guys are really projecting very high. 51. So I should be able to get Lovejoy with my later picks with third or fourth. Fleischman, are you the next one up? 16. Does he even have a career though? I mean, he does, but it's not very good. 335, 700 games played. Perimeter shooter, counter-attacking forward, I don't mind that. His acceleration's a bit low though. Thomas Fleischman, do we really grab... I'm gonna go Scotty Upshall. I don't think I'd be able to live with myself if I didn't go for him. Yuri Hudler's still there. But we do need a defenseman. And there's none that are... Okay, Benoit just went as well. 55th. So yeah, there's no defenseman in this at all. Chris Campoli. Name sounds super familiar. He did have a little bit of a stint in the NHL. Paye, Winchester, Jonathan Erickson. He doesn't look bad. 44. I mean, he's not... He's clearly, yeah, stay-at-home defense, which I don't mind. I think we're going to go with Jonathan Erickson. I can't justify getting Hooler. And Thorson's next. Hannu Toivonen, Babchuk, Anton Babchuk. Right lefty. Doesn't play at all. His offensive rating is pretty decent, but his defensive rating is terrible. I think we're just going to have to start poaching for defense. 4 here. Mark Stewart. Mark Stewart, you're great. 41. 41 overall. His physicals are not there, but he looks very good. And even O'Byrne. So if O'Byrne is available, we're gonna grab him as well. But Mark Stewart looks like a very solid pick. And it looks like he's gone. Yeah, the other guy's gone. Ryan O'Byrne goes to Dallas. We'll keep an eye on him. We might go for him. Gorbatchkov, 12 rating. Morin, 10. Adam Party. Positioning's pretty good. He's 6'4" as well. Left, right, D. Strengths there. He is kind of slow. 59 grade though. Adam Party here. We're going to take Adam Party. And I feel as though we need a center though, if we can get one. Third round pick now. Denisov. You know what? Checking, hitting's pretty good. His determination's alright. I don't hate it. We're going to go Denisov. Because the name sounds familiar. And then we do have a fourth, so this should be our last pick. Swiss. No, that can't see anything. 219. No, we're not going to go with that. 179. Gonna ignore that. Barinka. Michael Barinka. That name sounds familiar. Did not play at all, though, so I don't know why that name sounds familiar. Alright. Uraj Sakura. There is another Sakura. Alright, I guess we're gonna go with ability then. Nothing. Alright. Center. Janos Vas. We're gonna get a Hungarian guy. And yeah, guess that's it. And let's see what they end up rating us as. Feels, oh yeah, we're probably one of the best ones. Obviously Kessler. They got Benoit before we got him. Porter as well, but getting Semin and Scotty Upshall. And then Erickson as well. And then Mark Stewart. I think Mark Stewart is going to be a sleeper of this whole draft. Winnipeg Jets. See, I knew he played. He had 722 penalty minutes. So that'll go go well with us. Pavelski, I mean, I don't think he's going to have as good of a career as what he could have. But centers also, Boyd Gordon. So the guy that we were going to get, he's picked 39 potentially. Yeah, his rating looks pretty good. I think that's the guy that we're going to get, or O'Brien from Dallas. Drew Miller's our first one. O'Byrne, sorry. O'Byrne is the guy that we might try and get. He's a stay-at-home defenseman. See how they match up in our lineup. Rick Nash not even good to play yet, based on our team. But I think if we get rid of Briere, we can probably sign him. But he's on par with Gawk. But I feel as though we have to sign him anyways. Okay. It won't let me do that. What's wrong with this guy? We'll try and do this. Alright. We're obviously not going to be able to do anything about that. So we'll just leave that. And we'll kind of see if we can manage to get that trade just... No, we can't. Alright, we're still going to work on that, but let's jump to the beginning of the season and let's see what our roster is going to look like. After a relatively successful draft, it is now the beginning of the season where once again we are cut favorites, led by winger Paul Kariya, and Jaromir Jagr and Danny Heatley might be in the scoring race with Ilya Kovalchuk, who's only around 4 stars though, so I find that kind of odd between him and the other Thrasher in real life. And then you have Nicholas Lidstrom, who's still 32. Dominic Hasek is 37. I'm surprised that he's even still in the NHL. He has 2 more seasons with the Buffalo Sabres, and then after that it should be all she wrote. Todarski, I don't know. Yeah, I guess we grabbed him, but I don't remember parting ways with him though. So that's kind of weird. Did I have him at any point? No, we might have lost him somehow, but clearly that was a bad move on our part anyways. Unless it was done just before we got him. Then Luongo as well, who's 23, already 4 stars, and then Marty Brodeur, who's only 30. Jeez, he's only 30, that's insane. So we'll take a quick look at some of the transactions that we end up doing. We did end up trading away Briere. We traded Briere and Hershey. Hershey's only a 1.5 star, but he is 21, so there's still room to develop a third, a fourth, and a second for a first and well, 2 firsts, I guess, 2004 and 2005. But we did give up the 2003 draft pick for this season coming up, and then the third as well. So we might end up adding a little bit more over the next little while, but so far that's all we end up doing. But we'll take a look at the AI organization here. We do have 23 players there. So far it looks like it might even change before the beginning of the season, but it does have Ponikarovsky, Fenaganov, Spezza as our back line, and then we do have Avery, Plekanec, and St. Louis. I do kind of want to switch that. Then we have Heatley, Ruchin, and Stefan, and then we have Paul Kariya, Madden, and Solani. And then for our D, we have Commodore. Kopchin actually is getting the nod. That's very weird. And we have Zitnik and Regier. And then we have Wisnowski and Trigg all getting the nod. Who's not? I guess Skula's not being considered so far. And then we have Volchenkov, who's... I mean, his defensive rating is still very, very good. At 20 years old, he didn't end up playing too much for us, but the amount that he did was fairly good. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of rotate between that. But yeah, Volchenkov being 6'1", 220, but defensive rating is insane. Puck handling's pretty good too, but he doesn't really have the offensive or the mental. But I still think he develops into a decent player. And then Wellwood not getting the nod as a center. I think I'd much rather him as our bottom line center. But I don't know who I would take off, to be honest, for him. So we might even have to kind of orchestrate a trade over the next little while. Kopchin, I don't know why we ended up drafting him. We drafted him with the 7th pick, so somehow he's still playing for us. And then we're now on the waiver draft. I don't think we have any players here. Toskala surprisingly on it. I mean, I would potentially grab him, but I don't think we're going to be able to grab anyone. Yeah, Huey. So Wade Belak is still available. 26. Jeez, his stats are terrible. Aggression, bravery, strength, and fighting. And then hitting are the highest, but everything else is pretty bad. He did get a 64 grade in the AHL though, but only played 9 minutes and 30 seconds. Cristobal Huey is always on here. Clemenson as well. They just haven't developed at all, and I don't think we're gonna want anyone. Yeah, Keith Coin, no. So where did I guess Toskala went to the Canadians right away. Defoe, David Cullen as well. I think we had Cullen. Yeah, I think we might have had Cullen at some point. For Eklund, and no one else that really kind of jumps out. Chris Madden, I think we might have had at some point, but yeah, I'm not gonna grab anyone. There's no point. We don't need Clemenson in the slightest. That's all she wrote for that. We'll play a couple games for us. We'll do the AI again and see if they switch it. So it looks like, yeah, School is going to get it instead of Kopchin. And Cal Wellwood's still not going to get any playing time. So I find that kind of weird. Option was graded at 53 in the preseason. But it is showing that the one thing that we do need is a center. We have everything else, but center is definitely the weak part. With getting rid of, well, Briere wasn't really a center, but getting rid of Briere, getting rid of some of our other players as well. We're gonna have to load up at center at some point, but Plekanec also can develop throughout this season as well. Spezza gets the first goal of the season, assisted by St. Louis and Madden. And then we have Avery getting his first, and then Regier and Heatley getting on the score sheet as well. Not too bad, not too bad. But it's so odd, back-to-back games, right off the draw, which I find very weird. So I guess Miller was getting the nod as our starter. Kind of interesting. 3-2. Ryan Miller ends up getting the start though. That's weird. I thought I switched to Patrick Waugh. Healy gets a goal, and then St. Louis, and then Korea gets his first of the season. We do face off against Detroit now. And still nothing really changing. Yeah, Patrick Waugh, I guess, is getting the nod. So that was just a glitch before. We do win 4-2 here. We did beat them in the preseason, which makes us 3-0, and then Red Wings are actually 0-3. We'll look at that later. Danny Healy, Solani, St. Louis with 2, and that is it. Let's see what they haven't switched to the Eastern yet. They're on rebuild next season. We might want to try and trade someone to them and maybe get their first round pick. At least for next season, maybe. Roenick, 32 years old. He'd be a nice addition as well. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We definitely need centers. I keep thinking of wingers, but we have the best wingers in the game, at least the left wingers. We have 3 of the best. Spezza, Veznovsky, Ponikarovsky, and Heatley. Before Cal Wellwood gets 2 goals. See, look at that. Already off the jump. He's played 2 games and has 3 points. Not bad at all. I'm gonna run with the same team that we ended up doing just before. Don't mind Cal Wellwood on the 4th line. 4-1 again, back-to-back. Volchenkov gets a goal. Avery gets a goal. And then he gets a shorthanded one after before Trigg gets a goal at the end. So not even the people that you would expect end up contributing so far, which is pretty good. I do like that throughout the rest of the season. Mark Recchi, 34. How many seasons does he have left? Probably 2. Does retire at 42 though. I highly doubt that he ends up staying for that long. Granted, I do think Solani ends up staying till what age? 43. And that's in like the new era. That's much more impressive, I would say. 5-2. Paul Kariya with his second, Trig, Ruchin, Kariya, and then Madden all there, which brings us to 6-0 so far to start the season. Dallas right behind us though, 5-1-1 is pretty close. And then even Phoenix is pretty close. And yeah, Phoenix, I guess Blues is just a little bit below though. Predators dead last in our conference, and Leafs doing terrible, which I do like. But I think after the season we're going to jump probably a couple of years, and we do suffer our first loss against Vancouver though. Pavel Bure ends up scoring, but we get Zitnik and Avery before Trevor Linden and company end up scoring. Naslin's now 29. I wouldn't mind getting him at some point in his career because I think he does leave in real life. No, he stays with them until he goes to Rangers at the very end of his career. I'm not going to wait that long. I always forgot that he ended up starting off as a Penguin though. But I wouldn't mind getting him at some point. Pavel Bure, how old is that guy? Pavel Bure is now 31. Not as good as what he normally is. And then Trevor Linden here, 32. So Canucks don't have that much longer with us. Oh, well, I guess they do have Datsuk and Camilleri. But a lot of their old guys are definitely deteriorating. They're not going to be as good. They're going to be kind of mediocre throughout the next little while, that looks like. Van Beesbrook, 39. So I do think he retires at that point. Yeah, he does. He's already 1 year more, and we did have him for 2 seasons before we end up getting rid of him, and then kind of replaced him with Patrick Waugh, which, I mean, everyone knows that you would definitely do that, right? We win 5-3 now against Edmonton, who I thought they were better. 1-6-1 is pretty terrible. Gonna have to look at who they have on their team. Ponikarovsky, Danny Heatley with 2, and then Trigg before Martin St. Louis scoring as well. Ryan Smith, was he actually on their team before though? He was, yeah. He's 18, Jesus. So yeah, 96, 97 I think is when we started, and that's when he started to take off. He's always one of those guys that really sucked when he ended up leaving initially. Because then he ended up going to Islanders. I don't even remember him on the Avalanche. Hopefully they don't put in Wellwood now. Again, I wouldn't mind him playing, probably instead of Steppen on the bottom line. We do lose 4-0 against the team that I want to lose against. Matt Sundin is now 31. He was 6'5". There's no way. We should probably try and trade for him. This is the last year of his contract. Mike Johnson and then Mike Weaver score for them. How can you blame Avery for... Avery's like on the bottom 3 lines. How can you really blame him for that? But it does look like we're on the road right now, so it does kind of make sense to lose that game. And then let's see if we can bounce back against Montreal, who is probably a better team. And we lose 5-1, so not very good on the road so far. Martin Ruchinski, 31. Okay, he did play with them. Paul Kariya getting the lone goal. Now we're back in Boston. Still on the road, though. And we really desperately need to turn this around. And we don't. Lose 2-1 in regulation. We lose in the third. Scott Gomez scores. Eric Perrin. And then Paul Kariya with the lone goal as well. Kind of disappointing. Volchenkov is now injured. Just slightly, though. Okay, so they're just going to ignore that anyways. Development report, let's see. Okay, Dennison's not doing anything. Gawk's doing something. Vass, nothing. And then Rick Nash, he's now down to a 2.5 star potential, but fighting and shooting accuracy up. We should have probably brought him in. Same thing with Simmons. Simmons now 1.5 star. I wonder when we can bring him in. Scotty Upshall, 2 star now. It does look like Sejna is not really doing anything. We're going to probably change that next month, though. We're going to have to look at it a little bit closer. Paul Kariya is the only one in the top jersey sales, which is kind of disappointing. We usually have a couple of them. We'll continue with that. And so yeah, Volchenkov's going to sit now. 7-2, so at least we turn around once we come back home, though. And we're just barely in front of San Jose. So Spezza scores, Solani, Ponikarovsky before. So Solani gets a hat trick, and then Paul Kariya scores one as well before Madden scores the very end. But 7-2, pretty decisive, I will say. Switch it up, put Miller in net. I only want Patrick Waugh to play only like 50 games this season. We do win 5-1 against the bottom of the barrel. Plekanec scores, Heatley, and then they got Cullen. Cullen's the guy that I think we traded to him. Wonder how he's producing. He's only 2.5 stars. Not doing very well, though, I'll be honest. And then Timmy Solani, Zitnik, and Madden getting goals there as well. Do face against Colorado, so obviously Patrick Waugh is going to play that game. We do win 4-1. This is at Colorado, too. Paul Kariya gets the first goal before Zitnik, Commodore, and Heatley get the goals there. 4-1. Play a couple more, and then kind of see where we are in terms of the stats. Standing-wise, though, 14 games in, 20 points. We're tied with Dallas Stars, though. And yeah, I think I'm going to swap, put Miller in. Doing 4-1 there. It's Solani, Ponikarovsky, Heatley, and Stefan. We do concede at the very end of the third to ruin the shutout. Does look like Volchenkov's coming back, though. And New Jersey is going to be Broder against Waugh. And we get the better of them, 7-2. Never liked Broder. Timmy Solani, Heatley, and then Ponikarovsky, St. Louis, Wellwood, also getting to play his third goal. I mean, he looks like he's going to be a pretty decent player for us. So it seems like the gamble's already working. I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to let him play once more. Vincent Danfus, 3-star. I do want to grab him at some point. He's more of a left wing than a center, though. And yeah, his faceoffs are terrible. So how is his rating even high on center? And he's not really. That's so weird. His stats are pretty bad. Maybe you don't end up getting him. Let's see if we can beat Vacuum. We get a shutout, so looks like I think it was Patrick Waugh, or no, Miller's probably a net. Solani, Paul Kariya, and St. Louis before Kariya scores the last goal with his 9th. Okay, so Patrick Waugh was in net. We'll play up until Atlanta, and then we'll we'll continue. And we do lose 3-2. Plekanec gets a goal, and then Wisnowski gets the goal. Before we come undone in the third period to lose 3-2, we were ahead. And then we end up kind of giving it up. So I'll play against Atlanta here. I'll take off Stepan. And I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna put Ruchin on the bottom. And I'm gonna put let's see how this one goes. And I think we're gonna put Miller in here. Let's see if project kind of works here. Facing off against Vesitoskala, who they end up getting through the waiver draft. We win 1-0, and Ruchin gets it. Ruchin on the bottom line ends up getting it with Ponikarovsky and Volchenkov. That is hilarious. Spezza gets injured as a result. For how long, though? 1 to 2 weeks. Does look like Wellwood gets his shot once again, so I'm not too upset by that. Yeah, I guess this we'll play the Dallas game actually as the last game. Against Rangers, see if we can get the win here. 4-3. That's where I like to see St. Louis with 2 goals, and then Patrick Sharp, who ended up going to them, scores for them. But we got Avery, and then Ponikarovsky with the shorthanded goal in overtime. Ends up winning it for us. So Dallas is clearly our rival here. Let's see if we can get the win here. 3-2 was the first game that we ended up playing them this season, and we win 6-2. So Kyle Wellwood gets his 4th, Plekanec with his 3rd, St. Louis, and then Wellwood with his 5th. Jesus, Wellwood's actually producing very well. Paul Kariya with his 10th, and then Wisnowski with his 3rd. Overall, very good, though. So that puts us in first place now. With a decent lead, we have 1 game at hand over Dallas Stars, but 16-5-0 is pretty good versus the 13-8-1. But in terms of the whole NHL, it does look like we're in first, but we'll look at the conference first. First in the conference, goals for 80, and then goals against 41, with probably the sizable difference out of everyone else. Our home record is 8-0, and obviously when we went on the road, we ended up losing a couple games there, but we're on a 3-game winning streak, and 32 is pretty high. Canucks is the next one in line, so we could be in line with the President's Trophy, but there's still only a quarter of the season still left. And then Devils still have a couple games at hand, so they could easily come back. But it does look like the Eastern has a little bit more, well, I guess better teams for the top ones between Devils, Panthers, and Senators. And then we kind of command the rest of it. Buffalo Sabres doing a little bit better than what I was hoping. So I think we have their pick for not next season, but the season after. Yeah, we do. They have our 2nd for this season, though, and our 3rd and 4th. I think we traded that before. Then I think we have their 1st for next season. So Brent Falsky doing pretty good though. They have Olli Jokinen. I remember that. So Breer's actually on the top line, got 8 points. It's a good reason we kind of got rid of him then, I guess, because he's clearly producing a little bit better on us. I'll look at the whole league after I look at our team though. So Paul Kariya in first with 25 points in 21 games. St. Louis with 22 in 21. Slonny with 20 in 21. He's kind of had a down season last season too. So really hoping he kind of turns it around. 18 points for Danny Healy with 10 goals. So he's on par with Paul Kariya there. And then Trigg also with a decent amount of points, 17. Madden Zitnik with 15. And then Wisnowski, Ponikarovsky with 12 and 11, and then Kyle Wellwood with only 11 games, 7 points, pretty good. I kind of want to see what his grade is, 61. But as a rookie, playing very well. He can play left wing, right wing, and center. Doing a little bit better than Plekanec, who I would have thought that would have been doing a little bit better. He's only a 1-star though, but I do like what he's been doing so far. Goalie-wise, Patrick Watt 12-4 and 0, and then Ryan Miller 4-1, 2 goals against, and then 1.8. So Miller just a little bit better, and then save percentage Miller just a little bit better, but Patrick Watt still 920 is still really good. So I do want Miller to start a little bit more games though. Yeah, Patrick Watt is still 37. In real life, this is when he retires though. And we do have him, I thought we had him for another year. So I guess we are re-signing him for 1 more. Oh, he wants to test the market, which probably means that he retires. So we're going to have to look for a backup at some point. If there's any free agents here. Nope. Tyson Nash. Mike Sullivan's here? No way. Just good at checking and face-offs. So yeah, we'll come back possibly for the trade deadline, but I don't think we're going to really be that busy unless we end up getting a center. Patrick Waugh currently at the top of the league with 12 wins. And then we're actually not the top in terms of points. Paul Kariya sizably different than Ziggy Palffy, and then assists as well. So we're going to have to kind of change that around. This is going to be the first year that we're not absolutely dominating. But we'll have to take a closer look at that and kind of make the improvements necessary. But we're still playing good overall as a team, so I can't really be too mad. But yeah, we'll come back either for the postseason or we'll come back for the trade deadline if we're going to end up doing anything. But we'll kind of have to wait and see how well this team is going so far. So let's jump to that and let's see if we can manage to keep this hot streak going. So now we're closing in on the trade deadline, and we did make one pick so far. We're making a couple other ones that we're going to show you now before I end up pushing through them. We are currently in first place in the Pacific. Dallas Stars still kind of close, but still pretty far away at the same time. There's a huge separation between us. But in terms of the whole league, I mean, New Jersey's the only one that's hot on our tails, though. We do have 2 extra games, and I mean, our goal score is pretty ridiculous. We have 50 wins so far, and there's still a decent amount of games left. This could be our best season as of yet. Between Patrick Waugh and Miller, they're just absolutely destroying it. In terms of the conference, though, we're clearly in first. We're probably going to end up having to face Phoenix, which might actually suck a little bit. Colorado would probably be even worse, though. But we're going to go to the transactions that we end up doing so far, and then we're going to try and do some of the transactions that we've been trying to do. We did get Yannick Perreault for pretty much nothing. He has 20 face-off, and everything else is kind of average. So I did bring him in. He should be good in terms of rotation, though, for a couple extra games. We gave up Oleg Saprikin, a 7th and 9th and 8th. So all in all, didn't really give up too much for him. The only thing that he's really good at is getting open, but he's still young, and we did get him with our 4th pick, so still decent value that we have for that. And then we'll take a look at the trades that we're trying to do. I think I had, where is it? Trade block. And it does look like we do have Svela that's available and Roenick. Roenick's going to be the first one that I'm going to try and go for, because I feel as though it's a little bit more important. So we're going to go to his profile. I mean, his acceleration is not as much as what I was hoping for, but I mean, he's going to be pretty good. He is a center, and we do need centers. So first off, we'll look at what we'll take to make this work, and it looks like a lot of people are available. Not that I'm going to get any of those or give any of those players up. I mean, I could give up Kopchin. We're probably going to give up some young guys here. It's hardly likely, obviously. And then we'll try and throw in some picks, though, because I feel as though that might kind of sway them. And it looks like it's already swaying them, so we're going to give up most of our picks for next year. We'd only have a 1st, a 4th, and a 5th, but we can obviously offload some players in the offseason as well. Next year is the one that we're more focused on, 2004, and they're already saying this is a balanced offer. So they just want it a little bit better, so we're going to see kind of how the AI really grades that. Let's look at some of our rights of players, maybe an older player, obviously not Nash. And then not anyone that we want to see. Probably Ruda. And they want a little bit better than that. That's kind of annoying. So Sheffer we'll give up. And then maybe we'll give up, I guess Thomas? Bill Thomas? Bill Thomas doesn't look that great. We'll give up Bill Thomas, see what they want to do with that. And it looks like that is a deal. So we'll finalize that. We'll look at some of the transactions as well here. Let's look at Svela's available. Nitty Mackey's available as well, but we don't need a goalie. Svela looks decent. He doesn't jump out, but he is a 3.5 grade player already. And in terms of everyone that's available, he does, like McGillney doesn't look very good. His offensive rating is pretty good, but his defense is pretty bad. And I would have expected his acceleration to be a little bit higher. but I don't kind of want to just offload so much. He does have 2 years on his contract. Svela only has 1 year, and Niittymaki looks like he extended it at least. We could get Desjardins back, but it's all his mental rating. How well did he do for us last season in the postseason? Let's look at playoffs. I mean, he didn't really show up. 63 grade though in 13 games. I do see ourselves getting Svela instead. Where it's, yeah, he is a rushing defenseman. His speed's pretty good too. And they'll take anyone. This looks like this is a very done deal. It feels like I don't have to give up much for him. And let's give up 789 next year. And let's give up Malmi. And they'll take that too. That is a steal. All right, let's look at our roster now before we end up doing anything stupid. Okay, so we do have one player that can still stay, but currently this is what our lines are going to look like. So Ruchin would go down on the 4th line. Then Roenick also on the 4th line. That's actually not bad. Afinogenov currently on the 2nd. And then Sean Avery. Okay, so obviously everyone's tired. So it's gonna have to take some adjustment. Let's look who got sent down though. So Upshall, yeah, Nash, Semin, Paragosan. So Kyle Wellwood gets sent down for the remainder of the season. He was doing pretty good though, 17 points in 34 games, but that's to be expected. And then Commodore and Volchenkov are going to get sent down as well as will Kopchin as well. So it does look like we're only going to be playing the amount of defensemen that we have. So we'll have to take a closer look at that in the off season because definitely going to affect us a little bit more. But let's see if we can grab one more player. Actually, let's look at our roster real quick again. Skula and Trigg on the line as well. Svela, Regier. So I do like our defense. I wouldn't mind maybe one more offense. It feels though anything at this point that we can. Upcoming free agents. Holy hell, we're gonna have to pay attention to that as well. There's a lot of free agents next season. So Niittymaki, McGillney. I don't really want McGillney though. He's not even doing very well. I did kind of want Roenick more so for his name. I think he's pretty cool. I kind of always been a fan of Roenick. Desjardins, we could. What's it gonna take though? I don't know if he makes our team better though. And it doesn't look like we're gonna have to give up much. Let's look at maybe like a 9th and an 8th. Okay, so they wouldn't be interested in that. We'd have to offload something else. Let's see a 7th. Yeah, so we're not even going to try and do that. We're going to play the rest of our season here. We're going to do AI setup organization again, so it does put everything back into, I guess, the proper channels. And anyone else that gets traded, it doesn't look like... Yeah, Niittymaki would be decent, though, for a backup. Okay, but they won't trade anything anyway, so why is he on your trade block? So yeah, now I guess our lines look like this. Ponocross, he's still hurt. St. Louis kind of dropped, or I guess Solani dropping down a little bit. So he is now on the 2nd line, but I think that's just because he's tired. Sean Avery somehow our 2nd best center though. And then Yannick Pro our 3rd, and then Roenick our 4th. So Spets is still playing on the 4th line there. But I think everything can kind of change after everything else. 4-2, we end up winning that game. Adam Hall, the guy that we got rid of, Paul Kariya scores, Spezza scores as well, and then Afinogenov and Roenick. Let's take a closer look at Adam Hall. Is he actually... I mean, his defensive rating is very good, though. I will give him that. What do we get for him? We got Spezza. Okay, yeah, I'll take... And Madden as well. Chris Madden, yeah, we got rid of him. So we got Spezza and Francis. That was all in all a pretty good trade. Gave up a 7th, 2 7ths and a 6th. So yeah, I do that all day. Just add him for Spencer. But what pick was he? We also got him on the... Oh no, that was Madden. Okay. I was gonna say. So let's see what we... Hall we ended up getting for second. So he's a second. He was a Gerber trade. That's how we ended up getting him. But how's he actually doing? He's doing 22 points so far. I mean, not bad though. Producing a little bit better than what I would have thought, but we didn't even really take it. Like Paul Kariya with 46 points, or 46 goals, sorry, 86 points. So he has kind of turned around, but Solani's still not necessarily doing what we need for him to do. Galen now resigns. Of course, he ends up resigning there. Jim Carrey, I also liked him as well, but I don't know why anyone would want him. Nor Miracle. And just a bunch of nothing trades there, I guess. Schmelik on the trade block. And then Pittsburgh trades Wallen and Bombardin. I don't think there's anyone else in the trade block here, though. Knowing that we would want to give up a whole hell of a lot for. I don't know why Timmy Solani's so exhausted now, son. And we're gonna have back-to-back games. We definitely need to bring up someone. Yeah, we're gonna bring up Wellwood regardless. I'm gonna take off Solani for at least a couple games. Not worth it for the playoffs. We'll take off Solani. We'll put in, I guess, Plekanec. And set the roles here. Let's put in Patrick Waugh for this game, though. Do win 3-2, so he gets another win under his belt. Danny Heatley with his 27th. Perreault with his 11th, and then Plekanec with 16th. So it's a good thing that we put in Plekanec there. He did score the game winner. Who would have thought? I thought the trade deadline was done, but apparently it's still going on. Guess it goes to March 7th. I thought it was a little bit earlier than that. But I feel as though most of it is still pretty late. We're going to take off on again. We're going to put in Wellwood here. And Miller's going to get the nod against Montreal. It should have been Patrick Waugh, actually. I screwed that one up. But Miller gets the shutout. Roenick gets his 12th. St. Louis gets his 27th, and Madden gets his 11th there. And Cal Wellwood converts to right wing as well. Chelios is still playing at 41, but doesn't go to Detroit in this version. He stays true to his roots, which is, I mean, I'm not going to fault him for that. And Edmonton here. I think Solani should be back for this one. 4-3 loss, though, so not a very good welcoming, though. Paul Kariya gets the goal. Jason Arnott, how old is he? He is 28 in the game. Trigg gets the goal. St. Louis. And that's trade deadline. Now we end up facing off... Oh, I thought it was our Kariya. I was going to be upset. It does look like Steve Kariya is developing, though. We might try and bring him in. He doesn't really end up playing that much in real life, though. So Timmy Solani is now completely healthy, though, so I do like that. And we're going to put in Patrick Waugh against Red Wings. Do win 9-2. That's pretty decisive after that loss. St. Louis, Wisnowski, Trigg, and then Afinogenov, Solani, Ruchin, and then Ponikarovsky. Ponikarovsky is actually doing pretty good. And it's nice to see Afinogenov now producing offensively. Doing pretty good overall, I will say that. I mean, just take a look at that. 65 grade, though, but 36 points. Big difference than what he did last season in just as many games, though. So his acceleration is doing pretty well. I mean, his face-offs even, and he's not really a center. But yeah, his defensive rating is not necessarily there, but he does kind of look like he could be good over the next little while. Ponikarovsky also kind of making up more so for the defensive, though. Considering he is so big, he is 6'4". His bounce is pretty good. He's not as slow as it looks like in real life. He is a good team player. I do like having him on our team, that's for sure. He is developing the exact way that I would hope. And it is nice that kind of stuff happens. against Chicago. Let's see if we can get the win here. We do 4-0, another shutout. Fenaganov on the score sheet again. Paul Kariya with his 48th, Regier with his 6th, and then Martin St. Louis with his 30th. So 2 away for Paul Kariya though. I'll continue. Let's change our goalies though. Patrick Wright's gonna get the nod here. We win back-to-back shutouts against them, and back-to-back shutouts in general. 7-0, Jesus. Ponikarovsky, Skula, Heatley, and then Sean Avery, Kariya, Spezza, and then St. Louis. So kind of the common people getting the goals there. Capitals looking to Quenneville might be theirs. Oh my God. And then Dave Andreychuk might end up retiring at the end of the season. There's only around 10 games left. And every game matters though. So let's see. 6-0. So that's 3 straight shutouts. Let me just confirm that. 6-0, 7-0, 4-0, and then a 9-2. So after that loss, we end up turning it completely around and had straight shutouts. That is insane. 6-0. I'm not even going to look at who scored that, but we did absolutely demolish them. And it looks like AI wants Miller to be the starter from now on, though. 4-3, another win there. Roenick, Madden, Kariya getting his 50th. Madden with his 13th there. But yeah, it does look like AI wants Miller to start. I think part of it's also considering that he is leaving as well. McGillney got traded. But with my hesitation on bringing him on, he is doing pretty well with Philadelphia Flyers so far. Jesus, 8 points, 7 games. I mean, he probably would have done well for us though, but wasn't really going to pull the trigger on that. Where's Philly? Philly is... They might not even make the playoffs. That could be all for naught. Where is Flyers? I don't know why I can't see them. San Jose... Yeah, Philadelphia Flyers. 65. They could make it. They very well could. I don't know why I wasn't seeing them right away. We faced against Chicago again. 4-1, so almost got that shutout again. St. Louis, Solani with his 27th. A little bit of a dip. Sean Avery with his 12th, and then Paul Kariya with his 51st. And Yannick Perreault already getting disciplined. That's a little bit upsetting, but what can you do? Face off against St. Louis now. And 5-2 win there. Paul Kariya with his 57th. St. Louis facing against the name that the team that he's named after, clearly, with his 33rd. Heatley with his 30th. He was supposed to challenge for the goal scoring title, but clearly that's not happening. Plekanec with his 17th as a rookie is pretty good, and then Sean Avery with 13 there. Ponikarovsky's injured. Not a good time for, what is he, 1 to 2 months, okay. He could be back for the playoffs, though. Actually, should be back for the playoffs. 5-1 loss, that is devastating. John Madden with the only goal. John Madden kind of, Steve Urchin now suspended. Why do we get another, why is everyone getting suspended? Look at team harmony here. See if we can split something up. That one's like the biggest, but we'll do that one. Alright. Okay, we at least have 20 people dressed though, but back-to-back games are going to destroy us. Joe Thornton sticking with Chicago, Jesus. Only $3 million a year. Columbus, let's see if we have your number. 6-1, so we did have, when Patrick Roy was in that, we did have 3 straight 4-0 wins. Does change it up with 6-1 though. Wisnowski, Trigg, Stefan, and Avery all in the first though. Then Wisnowski and Spela getting on the score sheet. And let's see this. We'll change up, put Patrick Waugh in net. Vancouver, I don't know how they're doing this season. 5-2 win there. I'll take that. St. Louis, oh yeah, Datsuk's on their team. I forgot about that. John Madden, Paul Kariya, Wisnowski with 2 there to put it beyond all doubt. Do face against Nashville. Development time. There we go. Jason Spezza. Determination and getting open is now 1 higher. His determination is not that high, but his physical looks very good. Obviously, his offense looks pretty good. And then Denisov not looking as good as what we're hoping. And Pears Goen is who we want for next season, but he is developing pretty slow. Rick Nash 2.5. What? Torn thigh muscle 2-3 weeks. So he was probably injured for a while ago. Semin actually starting to look good. His physical rating is very good and his offensive rating, but again, not much of an all-around player, just more of an offensive threat. And as we ease on to the Stanley Cup, I think there's only a couple games left. 3 games left here. And let's see if we can have this one against Predators. 3-2 win. Thornton scoring for them. And then Heatley getting his 31st. Spezza and Madden there with the 2 goals respectively. Do face off against Dallas, so we're going to put in Patrick Waugh for this one. I think we roll with Patrick Waugh throughout the playoffs, though. Despite AI always telling us to swap it out. Roenick with the goal there. Heatley, St. Louis with 2, and then Stepan and then Madden there with the goal as well. And St. Louis getting a standout. Ending the season pretty good, 85 and 81. That is pretty good. We'll continue that. But obviously Patrick Waugh can play this game too. Obviously against former teams, that's what we do. Let's see if we can get the win here. 3-0. Gets a shutout on possibly his last game for us. Like regular season game. And then Stepan gets goals, and then so does Heatley. And all in all, this is where it leads us. There's still other games left, but commanding stranglehold on the league, though. 133 points. I wonder if that's the most that we've gotten. We'll have to take a quick look. And yeah, 65 is definitely the most, though. We've only lost 16 times and overtime lost once. I guess are they switching it? Tied 3 times, overtime lost once. So they're counting that. That's weird. I guess they're changing it up soon. But we'll take that all day. And I mean, it does look like we're going to have a decent chance at the playoffs, but let's take a look at where everything ends. Paul Kariya just misses out. Matt Sundin actually gets the most points in the regular season. And Toronto are they even going to make the playoffs, though? They do have 1 game left. Paul Kariya with 53 goals, so we should have that unless he gets a hat trick. St. Louis also in the top 7. But I wonder, are they even going to make the playoffs? Yeah, they're going to get it. That just means that a lot of the divisions are terrible. So they're going to finish 8th place. So they face off against New Jersey. So I like that all day. Everything about that I like. And it looks like we might face. We're probably going to face Calgary because they're 2 points clear of Colorado. Yeah, I doubt that we play anyone else. So we'll jump to that. Let's see. 82. Okay, so we'll get a clearer picture now. And yeah, they did hold on 2 points clear of Rangers there. Sabres also end up making it. So hopefully they tank it next season, though, is what I'm really hoping for. We face Chicago. I don't know how that happened. Does look like Calgary definitely bottled it towards the end. 85 points is Blackhawks, so basically a point per game. 41 wins, though. That seems pretty good. Oh, Phoenix had a lot of ties. But they're still under rebuild. Who do they have on their team? Oh, we have Joe Thornton and Alex Tangay and Vinny Prospel. This is actually going to be a harder team than it looks. Chris Chelios obviously looking to make a name for himself at the end of his career. And all in all, pretty crazy though. But we'll look at how well our players did throughout the regular season, and then we'll jump to the postseason after that. So 102 in 82 games, Korea ends up getting pretty much what we expect from him. St. Louis looks like he had a career year with 85, so he's definitely 4.5 stars, pretty good. Heatley now has 75 in 82. How did he do last season? So a little bit less than last season, and I mean, Timmy Solani did a little bit better than he did last season, 70 points in 79 games, so not as deadly as what he used to be though. Wisnowski with 65, Spezza with 52, so our first full season with him transforms into 52, which is a huge difference between having 22 points last season, 10 with us, so big difference. John Madden kind of, well, I guess he had around the same, but expect a little bit more from a top center. Zitnik with 51, so a lot better than last season. Same thing with Trig. And Afinaganov doubling what he got last season. Svela doing pretty good for us as well. 16 points in 17 games. That is very good. Roenick, 9 and 17, not that bad. Plekanec with 38 and 53 is very good, though. And even Sean Avery developing pretty good as well. But we'll look at our goalies and see. It's going to be more of a clear picture, I guess, between who's going to start. I mean, they played kind of close to the same amount of games, though. Obviously, 12 difference, but all in all, I mean, 38. I mean, I guess, yeah, Patrick Waugh looks like he's the clear-cut favorite. Only losing 7 times. Yeah, only losing 7 times in regulation, and then 2 OTs. Pretty insane. 934. They have the same save percentage. This is going to be tricky. That is insane. And within 1 shutout. So I think we're just going to rotate between them maybe in the postseason. But I'm kind of leaning towards Patrick Waugh, though. He is a little bit worse now than Miller. Yeah, I guess I'm going to go all cards on that. But let's jump to the playoffs. We're going to sign some of our players. And then let's see if we can have a good ending to this season. So before we enter the postseason, we're going to see who's getting nominated for these awards before. Paul Correa here, facing off the likes of Pavel Datsyuk and Brad Richards. Brad Richards at 22, though. With 91 points, that's very good for him. And then Patrick Waugh could get the Vezina, but I kind of doubt. I think Marty Berder probably has it. 52 wins is insane. We do have 31 or 38. Yeah, it's not even close. Longo with 28, so he's not even going to get it either. Norris, it looks like it's a deciding factor between all our defensemen. That is insane. No matter what, we win a trophy. Yeah, we win the Norris. I've never seen that before. Zitnik, Wisnowski, or Regier. So we have 3 best defensemen, clearly. Plekanec could get the Calder, though, but Ray Emery's asking for it with 31 wins. He's with Tampa Bay Lightning, and then Andrew Murray. I don't think Andrew Murray gets it. 40 points. I mean, he might. It feels though Ray Emery might get it. We're not to nominate for Selke, and then Lady Bing could be St. Louis, the Ted Lindsay, Paul Correa, Brad Richards, or Pavel Datsyuk. Same people for the other one, and then we could get Gordon Bombay could get the Jack Adams. He rightfully should. Ponokraski's back, so I do like seeing that as well. We do face off against Chicago. And let's do AI setup organization. We're not going to change anything. Let's give Patrick Waugh the first game, though. At the very least. So Roenick at least facing off against his former team. Does look like Solani's now on the second line, though. Throughout the regular season, we did win the first one. We won the second one, the third one, and the fourth one. So should be pretty straightforward. We should be able to win this one. Game 1, 7-6, making it harder than what it has to be. Jesus. Svela with the goal. St. Louis. And then we at least came alive in the third. St. Louis, Spezza, Heatley, and Wisnowski. We do win in second overtime with Patrick Steffen. So all you doubters that didn't think that we should have brought him in, we definitely proved you wrong. Now I guess Miller's going to get the nod here just because of how bad that was. Let's see if we can win the second one at home. 1-0. He gets a shutout. Jesus. Madden with the only goal in overtime. So back-to-back overtime games. This is not looking good to start this season. Or to start this postseason. I guess Spezza now bruised finger, so he's out day to day. I guess we're gonna have to stick with Miller here. Let's see if we can get this win here. 6-5. We end up losing. Svela, we'll go back to Patrick Waugh. Svela gets a goal. Chris Chelios also scores on us. Jesus. Madden, Paul Kariya, and then Paul Kariya and Heatley getting goals there as well. So we're gonna go back to Patrick Waugh. If we get swept, or if we end up losing this, I'm gonna be pretty pissed. Let's see if we can manage to put a stranglehold on this to get a 3-1 lead. And we do. Then again, off Plekanec getting their first goal, and then Michael Pekka's on there too at 29. Jesus. And then Jeremy Roenick getting the dagger there to win it for us. Does look like Spezza's almost raring to go, but I don't think I'm going to change anything. Yeah, I think we're going to go with the team that we have now. See if we can win at home here with Patrick Waugh. And we do 3-2, another 3-2 victory. Plekanec, Madden, and then who scored the other one? Oh, St. Louis scores in double overtime. Jesus. Taking a lot out of us this series. I didn't even look at anyone else playing, so it looks like Phoenix ends up sweeping Vancouver. There's no way. That is insane. I would have never predicted that. And then Detroit against St. Louis. I think Detroit's going to have it. I'm going to go with Dallas. Dallas should rightfully get that one. New Jersey sweeps Toronto. Yeah, that's to be expected. Buffalo up 3-1 though, and then Panthers sweep them as well. So I think I'm going to go with Ottawa wins that one. They're the reigning champs. And let's see who ends up going victorious. Yes, so they do end up beating them. Buffalo Sabres moves on as well, so that's going to be an interesting series. We face off against Phoenix, so a division rival, and yeah, Dallas ends up beating them in 7 games. So it does look like it's pretty right to what I said, but I still can't believe the sweep though. And then Florida, I think Florida might actually win it. And then we're going to go with New Jersey. New Jersey's going to make easy work of them. If we don't end up seeing New Jersey in a finals, that's going to be insane. Patrick Waugh's going to get the nod here. Throughout the regular season, though, there's been a lot of games. So 2-1 loss, 6-1 win, 5-0 win, and then we had, straight shutouts at the very end. So hopefully we can kind of add on to that. We only lost once against them in the regular season, so let's see if we can manage to beat Kavibulin and Phoenix here. So let's see, game 1 at home. Let's see if we can get it. 3-1 loss. Jesus, if we get swept here, that'll be upsetting. So I guess we're going to go back to Miller. We're not going to blame anyone for this loss. And who's injured? Oh, Skula suspended for 3 games. Disappointing. And Ponikarovsky's back. I thought he was already back, but I don't even know what to say. Ponikarovsky ready to go. I thought he was playing already, but Skula's coming off. Please don't tell me we don't have another defender. Yeah, Healy's not playing as defense. So we're going to bring up Volchenkov. And we're going to bring up Commodore as well. This is ridiculous. And see what AI does here. So they put St. Louis on it. Alright, let's try this again. This is very annoying. We shouldn't be playing with the forward as our defense. Cal Wellwood we're going to bring up as well. We're not going to do AI anymore, because it seems though that's what it's going to do. We can do assistant. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So at least that's right. We're going to do the rolls here. Miller's going to get the nod now. And, I mean, doesn't look too bad. We're going to put Solani up top, though. See if we can manage to bounce back here. And we do. 7-2. That's what I like to see. St. Louis with the goal there. Madden, Ruchin, and then Heatley with the hat trick. And then Paul Kariya with that one as well. Marian Hossa, now 24. Not doing nearly as good as what he did in real life, though. Actually, maybe on par. That's insane. That's actually very accurate. We're not going to touch anything again. We're going to leave it as it is. Now we can look at development report here. Spezza with 1+ agility, leadership for Miller, and 7 now with aggression, puck handling. So nothing defensive. Perot going down as well. So we're going to leave it at that, like I said. I guess Volchenko's still going to play there. Solani, we're going to leave you as well. We go back to Phoenix. Let's see if we can manage to get the victory here to get the lead. 4-1, that's what I like to see. St. Louis there, Paul Kariya, Madden, and then Paul Kariya again. So we are leading the series at least. Hall of Fame, I don't care. So we're going to go with Randy Carlisle, I guess. Oh, Jay Curry. Ooh, I should have done that. That's disappointing. I should have done Jay Curry. If I get a chance again, I'll do Jay Curry. I can't believe I messed that up. I apologize, Jay Curry. Let's do this. And Miller's gonna get the nod again. Let's go. Do lose 3-1, so it does look like the series is even. And then Keith Chuck just tearing us apart. 3 goals all by him. Vinovsky, Sword. Okay, that's fantastic. Our best player, Sword. You should be playing through it. Let's be real here. But we do go back home. Let's see if we can manage to win at home here to lead the series. And we do 4-0. Madden with the goal, Ponikarovsky, Spezza, and Perot with his first of the postseason. Suspension over for Skula, so thank God we get another defender here. With Wisnowski out. See if we can win in Phoenix here. We do. Back-to-back shutouts, just like how it was in regular season. And Heatley, Finneganov, Madden, and then Perot gets another one with Trigg as well. So quick look at how well everyone else is doing. Yeah, so 4-1 for New Jersey. I predicted that. I thought Florida was going to have it, but not even close. And I still feel as though Dallas is going to have it here. But crazier things have happened. Dallas does beat them, though. Game 6. And hopefully Wisnowski is back, though. So we do face a division rival here. And Ottawa, New Jersey, they're not division rivals, I don't believe. No, they're not. They're both the top 2 teams. Either way, we face the top team. That never works out that way. And at least we're facing the top 2 teams of our division, though. And I don't know if I want to mess up with. Wisnowski should get another day off. But regular season, though. Geez, 3-2, 6-2, 5-0, 4-2, and 6-3. So we beat them every single game of this regular season. So let's see if we can manage to win this one at home, game 1, 8-0. Yeah, we want that all day. Sean Avery with his first of the postseason. Trigg, Perot with his third now, and then Solani now with his first. My God, first and second, and then Paul Kariya with his 6th and 7th. Ponikarovsky also scoring for us too. It says Wisnowski's back at 8%. Do I kind of want to leave it. I want to leave it with the team that won 8-0. We'll put in Wisnowski after, though. Let's see if we can win back-to-back home games. And we do, 6-3. He can come back now, obviously. Sean Avery, Timmy Solani now. Paul Kariya, Timmy Solani now again. And then Ponikarovsky and Skula. So, all in all, pretty good. And, again, we won't do the AI organization because we saw what that did. And we'll go to Dallas, see if we can win Game 3. We do 6-1, and Spezza, Avery, and Madden, and then Heatley, St. Louis, and then Trigg at the very end. So I just wonder if we could get the sweep here. Not going to change up anything. We're going to go with the same team that we end up winning that with. Game 4, and we don't sweep them. 2-1 loss. St. Louis, and then they end up beating us in overtime. So we'll do that. Let's see if we can manage to get a win here at home. And we do 5-0. Couldn't get the sweep, but we could beat them at home. St. Louis, Trigg, Fenaganov, and Heatley before Solani getting his fifth. So it's nice to see Solani starting to produce at the end. And Devils sweep them as well. Jesus. So we're going to have to it's going to be... This is insane, though. I don't know if this happened in real life. Perreault is injured, it looks like. Is he? Yeah, he's injured. Alright, we'll just do this. Oh, okay, so they're still playing him. Okay, we'll just relook at it after. They won 6-1, 3-2, 4-1, and 3-2. So all in all, pretty close. So yeah, Perreault's not going to start. That's probably for the best. And then Miller's going to get the nod here as well. Completely overseating Patrick Waugh, though. So throughout the regular season, we did beat them 7-2, and we beat them 3-1. So hopefully we can remain undefeated here. So game 1, let's see how it is. 4-1 win. We'll take that all day. Sean Avery gets a goal. Heatley, Wisnowski, and St. Louis all in the third. We definitely need to score earlier than that. That is for sure. Game 2, though. Guess we'll do the same thing. Perreault's still out. I do want Patrick Waugh to play at some point, though. 3-2 wins, so back-to-back home wins. Matt in there, scoring against his, in real life, other team that he played most of his career with. So, nice to see that. And then Heatley getting a goal there as well before Paul Kariya getting his 9th. I don't know if we end up putting in Perreault after, though. Still not 100%. I don't know why they're saying he is. Alright, so see if we can win in New Jersey. 1-0 victory, shutout. Don't want to mess with it, though. If we end up losing, I'll put Patrick Waugh in. So commanding lead, 3-0. St. Louis with the only goal there in the second. It looks like Perreault's now going to come back on the lineup. And I don't know why he's not playing center, though. It would make more sense for him to play center since we did bring him in because he has that face-off. So let's see if we can manage to close it out in New Jersey for the sweep. And we do. 4-1. We managed to sweep them, but Patrick Waugh doesn't get to play. And it is what it is. Paul Kariya with his 10th. Solani with his 6th. And then Wisnowski with his 3rd. St. Louis with 12, though. 12 goals for St. Louis. Clearly handed it to us. Let's take a look at our roster, though. See how well everyone did. I mean, I should have probably looked at this before, though. 25 points for Kariya, though. Heatley with 21. Madden with 21. Solani with 21. And then St. Louis with 19, but 12 of those being goals, though. Svela doing very good for us as well. Maybe we try and re-sign him for next season. And then Sean Avery with 10. That's pretty surprising. Fenaganov and Zitnik as well. So both Buffalo guys doing very well for us. Let's see our goalie stats, though. Patrick Waugh, 902. That's probably his worst that I've seen. He went 3-1, though. And then Ryan Miller went 13 and 3, definitely taking command of our future goaltending, though. 6 shutouts, though, in the postseason is insane. But we'll take a look at the history of our team, though. Patrick Waugh does probably end his tenure with us as the highest save percentage leader, though. Almost got 100 wins, though. 94 is pretty high, but Ryan Miller looking like he's going to take control of that very quickly. 24 shutouts. He almost beat Guy Herbert as well, but looks again like Miller's gonna end up beating that and being the top goalie very soon. Assist leader is still Paul Kariya with 479. Solani in second place, though, and then 464. He almost has 500 goals. for us as well. And then Paul Kariya with 943 points, though, which is, I think, we're very close to his, 989. And he's at 943, so one more season, and he should be able to beat his all-time. Playoff-wise, though, geez, 159 points. 159 points, and what in real life? Yeah, not even close to that, though, unfortunately. But obviously killing it for us, though. So we end up winning this one. We end up winning it pretty decisively. It's championship number 5. So 5 times more than what we've managed to get in real life, though. Paul Kariya, St. Louis being the best 2 players, probably. Game-winning goal was scored by Timmy Solani, though, so I do like that as well. But that's the end of this season. Taking a look at our cap as well. So Roenick, we won't re-sign most likely. He's pretty old. 33, but I mean, I'm not going to re-sign him. This is kind of just a one and done kind of thing. Same thing with Perot. We'll let them go as well. Svela, we might actually extend, though. Let's see how much it's going to cost us. Yeah, he likes being here. Yeah, we'll do that all day. And then I still think Petrograd won't want to re-sign with us. Yeah, he wants to test the market, which probably means that he retires at the end of the season, like he does in real life, though. But he did manage to get another championship, and he was nominated for the Vezina this year. So, I mean, he did get beat out at the end of it, though. But all in all, pretty good season. But probably what we're going to do is we might end up jumping a couple seasons into the future just to kind of speed this process along. We'll still kind of show what we end up doing in terms of the draft and how well we do in the regular season. But in order to not make this stale, we're going to try and kind of rebuild this team a little bit throughout that course. But we'll probably come back either. I wonder when, whenever Crosby ends up coming in, we'll probably end up doing that. We'll probably try and trade for Crosby or Ovechkin at some point, maybe, but we might push through 5 seasons in the future and see how this team is, and we'll kind of go through that as a season-by-season basis after that. So hopefully you guys like this series. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more, and until next time.